Hi, this is Lamar Johnson, and I'm coming to you again in the video series, and this time we're going to go over some what-if scenarios. I want to hit two what-if scenarios, and I want to make sure this video doesn't run too long and you get the information you need, so I'm going to jump right into it. Two things that come up a lot when we talk about what-if scenarios, when people are talking to me about, hey, you made this change, what did you do in this situation, what did you do in that situation, there's just two big things that come up, two big areas, food choices and goal attainment. So I want to hit food choices first. Anytime you make a change to your diet, it's human nature to focus on the things that you can no longer do or the things that are limited instead of focusing on anything else, okay? So I'm going to give you a strategy that I use in the beginning to get over these little food choice obstacles and make them a non-issue. And then I'll tell you right now what I do now. I don't think about it very much. And there's an article online. If you look up leangains.com and type in marshmallow test, you'll see that not thinking about it is probably the best way to go about it. And so we'll go off of that and we'll get right into how I dealt with it in the beginning. How I dealt with it in the beginning was simple. And so what I did was I said, okay, there are four ways that this is going to affect me. Any situation, especially when it comes to food, there's four ways it's going to affect me. First is the physiological response. So the changes my body makes to seeing a food, or especially smelling a food, that I can't control. All right, so then there's the emotional response. There are things that are tied into my psyche because of different things that have happened to me in my life, and some of those things are related to food. Smell is a very, very powerful catalyst for memories and emotions. So, smelling certain foods may bring certain memories which cause certain changes. Those two things I can't control. What I can control is, what do I think and what do I do? What do I think about how I'm going to approach the situation? So if I'm at a carnival, let's say, and there's a ton of stuff that I really don't want to be putting in my body at any given time, what do I think? Do I think, hey, this is something I'm going to do and gorge on and go crazy? Or do I think I'm going to have some and enjoy it? Or do I think I'm going to abstain? Either way, any of those three choices is a conscious choice I make, and it's something I can control. The next thing I can control is the action, what I do, what I put in my mouth. And so a combination of those four things, separating them into what I cannot control, which are the first two, the emotional response and physiological response, and then the last two, which are my conscious thoughts and my actions, make food choices very, very simple for me. So that is the what-if scenario I go through. I know what my choices are. I know what I can think. I know what I can do. And I make it a conscious effort to bring my future to my present. So as I think about those choices and what's going to happen to me, I think about, okay, how important is it for me to reach my goal? And if it's really important for me to reach my goal, and I think that what I'm doing right now is going to be detrimental to that, then I make a choice that's not detrimental. And now, do I do that 100% of the time? No, I don't think anyone does. But I do that 9 out of 10 times. I do it 99 out of 100 times. And when you do it 99 out of 100 times, you've got a habit going. And that habit makes you reach your goals. The other thing is goal attainment. They ask about goals. And a lot of people, when I talk to them about goals, I talk about activity-based goals. If you have a big goal and you want to do something fantastic, that's great. But what's really important is, what are you doing on a weekly basis to attain that goal? So the activities you do. So having the big goal is great, but the only thing that is really important is what you do. So I don't worry too much about reaching my big goals unless I feel like the activities that I'm doing aren't getting me there. If I feel like the activities I'm doing aren't getting me there, I will sit back and reevaluate what I'm doing and then make changes based on that evaluation. Get some more education, talk to people, whatever, to reach my goal. But I don't think too much about the big goal. I think a whole lot about, okay, what is it I'm going to do to get there? And that's really all that matters. So what if you don't make your goal, you don't feel like you're going to make your goal? Well, evaluate what you're doing in the present time on an ongoing basis to reach the goal, because getting to the goal will happen as long as you do the right things. If you don't do the right things, and you don't do the right things on a regular basis, you'll never get to the goal. So the goal, once you establish it, doesn't matter. What matters is your activities. So those are the two what-if scenarios that I go over, or I encounter a lot. One of them being, food choices. How do you make these choices? How do you deal with the change? And two, how do you deal with trying to reach your goals, especially when they're so far off? Those are the two scenarios, of what-if scenarios. Those are how I deal with them. and I hope that this helped you out. I'm Lamar J, and right now LamarJ.com, but we do have another site that we're launching that we're going to integrate with Lamar J, so there will be a name change coming up, but right now we're still LamarJ.com, and we'll keep you updated on all big changes.